patient's surgery on the second day, but the surgeon still couldn't operate the surgical instruments. Even though he had practiced a dozen times, he always messed up the experimental sutures. Little Hay on the side couldn't bear to watch anymore. Pleading with the chief to give the patient a chance at life, it turned out that this was the hospital's latest introduced surgical instrument kit, capable of precisely performing surgeries that ordinary people couldn't, and with minimal harm to the patient. It's hailed as the hand of God, and just the next day, the first surgery using this instrument would be liver strained in its entirety. The original operator turned out to be Little Hay. In order to familiarize himself with the instrument, he had been diligently practicing for a full 2 years. Once the surgery succeeded, he would also be written into the annals of medical history with such a great opportunity to shine. How could Dr. Bell, as the head of surgery, possibly let others have it? So he went to the patient's room and subtly hinted that tomorrow's surgeon was a black man, and only a second-year resident at the hospital. As an investor in the hospital, the patient immediately expressed dissatisfaction, unwilling to entrust his life to a black man, demanding that Dr. Bell personally perform the surgery. If the hospital disagreed, he would refuse the surgery. Immediately after, Dr. Bell found Little Hay and conveyed the patient's demand. Little Hay's face was full of disbelief. Although Dr. Bell was the head of surgery at the hospital, he was well aware that Dr. Bell had long been suffering from Parkinson's disease, having sent patients away directly from the operating table more than once. But Dr. Bell didn't care, because this was the most advanced technology in the world, rumored to eliminate all human errors. Little Hay wanted to argue further.
Oh, then I'm afraid you'll be heading back to Lucia.
It turns out Little Hay's visa is about to expire. For a successful renewal, recommendation from Dr. Bell, as the chief physician, is crucial. Faced with such a blatant threat, Little Hay had no choice. He could only teach Dr. Bell how to operate the machine overnight. But such a complex machine couldn't just be mastered at once. Even after practicing a dozen times, Dr. Bell still made a mess of it every time. In desperation, Little Hay advised Dr. Bell to let go. After all, he was the hospital's main financial backer. But Dr. Bell remained unmoved, firmly tossing out another ultimatum.
Round 11.
As expected, the outcome was no different, ending once again with the pulverization of the plum's body.
Oh, for crying out loud!
But to everyone's surprise, the surgery proceeded smoothly as usual the next day, with Dr. Bell still leading the operation. At this moment, the doctors gathered in front of a big screen, fully aware of Dr. Bell's notorious reputation, eagerly anticipating his embarrassment. However, as the surgery progressed, they were astonished to find that everything was going unusually well. Jumbo couldn't understand it. How could Dr. Bell, who had Parkinson's, accomplish this? With doubts lingering, Jumbo rushed to the operating room, only to discover that Dr. Bell was merely putting on a show in front of the camera, while Little Hay was the one actually operating the instruments. It had to be said that Dr. Bell, who managed to rise to the position of chief, indeed had some skill, but luck couldn't always be on his side. Next, the patient just wanted to have a lip balm removed, but with one tremor of the hand, the operating room was set ablaze.